I
Mm. Mm-hmm.
mm,
You just cook some simple dishes, or are you trying to learn the new recipes?
yes, I and in most day of the week, I always want to cook simple dishes because I don't want to spend too much time on cooking, but maybe in the weekend I will try to learn something new, but it has to be simple.
Mm. Mm. As I remembered, your roommate who has moved away took all most of the cooking appliances in the room. So, did you buy something new or just use some simple appliances in your room for some instant dishes like instant noodles?
Yes, yes. So I think that maybe I will buy something new when I get my salary in the next month.
What is the salary?
Yes, so I'm having a job, so the owner pays me when I finish my job in the middle of the month. So it would be um 15th of April when I get my salary.
Mm. Oh, it mean that you were fired mm, previous time uh last time were fired and then you had another job, right?
Yes, yes, I find another job.
Oh, so can you tell me a little bit about your new job?
Yes, it was just working as a waiter at a cafe.
Mm.
People order that drink and you bring it to them.
Mm. So how far is it from your accommodation to that cafe?
Yes, it's quite near my school and only about 800 meters from my place.
Mm. So you ride a motorbike or walk to that cafe?
I think that I use my motorbike.
Motorbike.
Uh,
Okay.
motor, motorbike.
How can you handle and balance the times between your study, rest, and work?
Yes, so the work it's only only takes about 4 or 5 hours a day, and um I think that I still have time for studying or even rest.
Mm,
So yes,
okay. Who introduced the job to you, or you found the job by yourself online?
yes, I found it on Yoto, so it's kind of reliable.
Mm. How long have you worked in that place?
Uh, just about 1 week. Just about few days because they said that I need to train more to be to officially work there.
Mm. So, sorry, about half of a month or only 10 days, right?
Mm,
Okay. Now look at the screen and read over the words the previous time you studied already, and now read. I check your pronunciation.
okay, so reunification, political struggles, ideological division, communist,
Communist.
oh, communist tensions, IPA,
Mm.
uh,
Soviet Union. Oh, it's missed the word. Okay. Soviet
okay,
Union.
Soviet Union.
Soviet. Sorry, Soviet Union.
Soviet Union,
Mm.
um, deep international involvement,
Mhm.
mm, perspectives,
Mm.
sacrifices,
Mhm.
a turning point.
Okay, Aaron, you take turn to read this one. Huh?
Ừ.
I read
Ừ.
the book few seconds and we take turns at the end, and after that we try to translate into Vietnamese because I know that it's really difficult for both of us because it's related to important historical events which we are not really interested in or we have no specialized knowledge in this one. Try to read and translate, and then we learn more vocabulary. Okay.
Ừ.
One of the
Ừ.
most significant historical events in my country is April 30th, 1975, also known as Reunification Day. This event marked the end of Vietnam War and the unification of North and South Vietnam.
Ừ. The war had been going on for many years, involving not only Vietnamese forces but also foreign countries, especially the United States. On April the 30th, 30th, 1975, the North Vietnam's army entered Saigon, the capital of South Vietnam, leading to the fall of the South Vietnamese government. This event
Event, the second choice.
event this event was the result of years of intense conflict, political struggles, and military efforts from both sides.
The causes of the war were complex, but one of the main reasons were the ideological division between the communist North and the anti-communist South. The war also had the international involvement due to the Cold War tensions between the Soviet Union, China, and the United States.
Nowadays, people in Vietnam have different views on this event. For many, it is a day for national pride and unity, symbolizing independence and the end of a long period of suffering. It is celebrated with large parades, fireworks, and various cultural activities. However, some people, especially those those who were affected by the war, may have different perspectives based on their personal experiences.
Overall, April 30th is considered a turning point in Vietnamese history, reminding people of the sacrifices made for peace and reunification. Okay, translate into Vietnamese, please.
Ok. À, một trong những sự kiện lịch sử đáng kể nhất của đất nước của tôi là vào ngày 30 tháng 4 năm 1975, cũng được biến là ngày tái thống nhất. À, sự kiện này đã đánh dấu việc kết thúc của chiến tranh Việt Nam và sự nối lại hai miền Nam Bắc. Ừ.
Ừm,
À, cuộc chiến tranh đã diễn ra trong vòng nhiều năm, không chỉ bao gồm lực lượng Việt Nam mà cũng bao gồm cả cái nước ngoài nữa, đặc biệt là Mỹ. Vào ngày 30 tháng 4 năm 1975, miền Nam Việt quân đội miền Nam Việt Nam tiến vào Sài Gòn, thủ đô của quân đội miền Bắc Việt Nam tiến vào Sài Gòn, thủ đô của miền Nam Việt Nam, dẫn đến là sự sụp đổ của chính quyền miền Nam Việt Nam. Sự
ừm.
kiện này là kết quả của nhiều năm mâu thuẫn, những rắc rối về chính trị, cũng như là cái gì về quân đội từ hai phía.
Đó là cái đấu tranh ha, dù của quân đội từ hành của hai bên.
Ok. À, những cái nguyên nhân của chiến tranh này thì nó phức tạp, nhưng mà những nguyên nhân chính là cái gì đây? Sự
Sự
chia
chia
gì?
rẽ về mặt tư tưởng giữa
À, giữa các nhà cộng sản miền Bắc và phản cộng sản miền Nam.
chống đối lại.
Đờ, ừ, ừ, ok. Cuộc chiến tranh đã có sự can thiệp ờ, sâu sắc của quốc tế, Ờ, như là cuộc chiến tranh lạnh giữa Xô Viết Nga, giữa Xô Viết Trung Quốc và Mỹ.
Ừ.
Ngày nay thì mọi người Việt Nam có nhiều góc nhìn về sự việc này. Ờ, Đối với nhiều người nó là một cái ngày ờ, ngày ngày của tự hào quốc gia và sự thống nhất. Ờ, Biểu tượng độc lập hả? Độc lập và sự kết thúc của một cái thời gian dài chịu đựng.
Ừ.
Thì vào ngày này sẽ có diễu hành lớn, pháo bông và nhiều cái hoạt động văn hóa khác. Tuy nhiên thì một số người, đặc biệt là những người bị ảnh hưởng bởi chiến tranh, sẽ có góc nhìn khác về cái dựa trên cái trải nghiệm cá nhân của mình.
Trải
Tóm
nghiệm,
lại,
trải nghiệm cá
tóm
nhân,
hả?
trải nghiệm cho kỷ niệm nha.
Trải nghiệm mà keo keo nghe lộn á, trải nghiệm mà.
Nó nghe thành kỷ niệm rồi, ok.
Ừ. Tóm lại thì ngày 30 tháng 4 là được cân nhắc là một cái nút xoay chuyển trong lịch sử Việt Nam, gợi nhớ nhiều người gợi nhớ mọi người về sự hy sinh cho hòa bình và thống nhất.
Ừ, chỗ này là bước ngoặt ha. Được
À,
xem là, cân nhắc được xem là is considered the same. Okay, now repeat after me. Independence.
independence,
Declaration.
declaration,
Proclaim.
proclaim,
Democratic Republic of Vietnam.
Democratic Republic of Vietnam,
Colonial rule.
colonial rule,
Revolutionary.
revolutionary,
Colonial government.
colonial government,
Self-determination.
self-determination,
Colonial oppression.
colonial oppression,
Economic exploitation.
uh, economic exploitation,
Political suppression.
political suppression,
Social injustice.
social injustice,
Resistance.
resistance,
Take control of.
take control of,
Hard, hard fought freedom.
hard fought freedom.
Okay, so what is your opinion about independence? Is it really meaningful to a country?
Yes, I think that mm, it was very, it is very important to any country. Uh, I didn't know well about independence and also the words, but I feel like living freely today, like I can do anything I want freely and comfortably. It's a very precious feeling, and due to the sacrifices of the previous generations, they brought us independence and freedom. Yes, I am very grateful to them.
Mm. So how about the moment of Vietnamese independence declaration made by Uncle Ho in 1945? Of course, we didn't have the opportunity to witness that historical moment. We just can watch on the television channels. Every year, when it comes to that day, all the citizens in Vietnam can watch the videos of Uncle's declaration of Vietnam's independence. So, what is your feeling when you watch that video?
Yes, I think it's mostly. I think I would be. Từ từ nha. The main feeling would be proud because I just simply found a few brown uh, of proud of previous generations, and I just feel grateful. But I'm a little bit sad because we lost so many people on that, and the family who lost their family, the family who lost their people. I think that maybe I can share the sadness with them.
Mm. Mm. So, do you know anything about the colonial rule? Like about the level of the, uh, I would say, let me check. Hmm, what was one day?
Uh,
Maybe no. Okay. Colonial rule is so. I forgot the word how to say something evil. Like cruel, right? Cruel, cruel.
oh, mm,
I forgot the word. This one, cruel.
mm,
Cruel. Colonial rule. Uh, colonial rule is so was so cruel to Vietnamese citizens. So, do you remember any historical details about how aggressive it is to Vietnamese citizens?
yes. So I when you say colonial, I only remember about the French people when they entered the country in the late 19th century,
Mm,
and yes, they exploit people by many ways. Uh, I just forgot the ways, but I remember that it's the reason why we stand up and get our independence back because the French was too evil, was too cruel.
mm. If you had the chance to return to the past, during the Vietnam War, our country struggled a lot to fight against the enemies. Would you prefer to be a revolutionary, or you just want to be a normal citizen who could support the militaries
Uh,
silently?
yes, so I think that I would be more suitable if I'm the one who support from behind because I don't believe that I have good leading skill and also doing about some big plans for revolutionary. So I will just try to do my best and stand behind.
Mm, okay. Now, it is said that the colonial government mechanism made an excuse when they invaded Vietnam's country that they just want to help develop Vietnam, make it become a strong nation in the world. So do you agree or disagree?
Yes, I somehow agree on them, but it is a little a small part because we can see Korean these days when they used to they followed American in the past, so we can see that Korean is very developed, but we cannot say that Vietnamese would also be the same, and what the colonial people uh did to us was mm, was hard to tell.
Mm. So even they make a skill to help develop your country, but as a result, the country was divided into two regions, and it's the everlasting division that the citizen needs to suffer from. You know, the feeling of division makes the citizens feel heartbroken because they know that they never reunite. Huh? Okay. Hmm. How about economic exploitation? Uh, so any details when we study historical lessons about the actions that they try to exploit our country's economy?
Yeah, so um, I remember that it was the plans that they wanted um, to work continuously on the farm and also give our belongings to them when we had a crop or something.
Mm,
And yes, and also there's a special tax.
mm. Yeah, they impose different kinds of taxes on the farmers.
Cases.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
If
okay.
farmer needed to work really hard, but they pay extremely low salary. Uh,
Mm.
okay. Now we continue to read this one. Uh, I read the one and three, and you read number two and number four. Okay.
Alright.
One of the most important historical events in Vietnam is September 2nd, 1945, which is known as Vietnam's Independence Day. On this day, President Ho Chi Minh read a Declaration of Independence at Baden Square in Hanoi, officially proclaiming the establishment of Democratic Republic of Vietnam and marking the country's independence from French colonial rule.
Oh, this event involved not only Vietnamese revolutionaries but also the French colonial governments and other international powers that played a role in Vietnam's struggle for independence. The declaration was inspired by both the American Declaration of Independence and the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, emphasizing freedom and determination.
Mm. The main cause of this event was the long period of colonial oppressions under the French rule, during which Vietnam suffered from economic exploitation, political suppressions, and social injustice. In addition, World War II weakened France, creating an opportunity for Vietnam to fight for its independence. After years of resistance, the August Revolution in 1945 helped the Vietnamese people take control of the country, leading to the official declaration on September 2nd.
Today, Vietnamese people highly respect and celebrate this event. Every year, September the 2nd is a national holiday marked by fireworks, parade, and various cultural activities. Many people visit historical sites to honor the sacrifices of those who fought for independence. It is seen as a turning point in Vietnamese history, reminding people of the country's hard fought freedom and national pride.
Okay, so if you are asked to describe one of the most important historical events in Vietnam, would you choose Independence Day or Reunification Days and why?
Yes, I think that I would choose Reunification Day because it's a like day when we officially got our freedom back, and after that is peace. And so I think that it would be more meaningful because the September the 2nd. It is a very historical event, but shortly after that we got invaded again. So we have to. It means that we have to suffer a lot. So I would choose the day that we finally get our freedom and independence to describe.
Mm, so actually, I don't have no idea. I don't have deeper understanding or the specialized knowledge about the historical details regarding both of events. So if we don't know the any specialized word or we don't really remember the exact details, how can we overcome this question?
Mm, yes, I think that we would just need to uh, remember or know some main points, and then we express our feeling, our Um, yeah. Uh, a
So
feeling, a
it's
feeling thought.
the time, right?
Yes, the
At the
time.
time, and then the main events that Ho Chi Minh president read the Declaration of Independence at the Baden Square in Hanoi, and then we talk about how meaningful it is to Vietnamese citizens
Um,
because we don't really understand or we don't really remember or even we remember we don't know how to translate into English, so maybe you can skip it once and you focus on about the meaning. So at that time, uh, you imagine about the atmosphere that on that day Ho Chi Minh read the declaration, and how about the reaction of the citizen. So imagine how did the citizen react on that day.
mm. Oh, so maybe they would feel like mostly free, but after that, they celebrate the parties, and I think that they suffer enough sadness and also a lot of difficulties. So when the day officially came, they celebrate a lot, and they maybe the feelings, the atmosphere would be. It's hard to imagine, but maybe similar to TED these days.
Mhm. Okay. You need to remember this phrase, huh? Read the Declaration of Independence and Establishment of Democratic Republic of Vietnam. Mhm.
Oh.
So each one is the turning point in Vietnamese history. How do peoples nowadays celebrate this day?
Yes, they uh, in the city or yes, in the city they have big parades and also fireworks. Yes, but in the countryside we just simply go to the pagoda and historical places to um yes to remind of our um, generations who lost their life. To some people that who are still alive, we came to their house and try to say good things about the war, and we give presents for them.
Mm, okay. So do peoples in big cities celebrate their events differently from the people in the countryside?
Yes. I think that I haven't in that kind of atmosphere in the city be, because I will get home when the day comes. But I think that it would be more, mm, yes, it would be more exciting than in the countryside because people in the city they have more money and they ready to and they willing to pay a lot of money to celebrate something because it's like uh it's just a good day, but in the countryside, we are just mostly we most of us don't have the money to uh, don't have enough money to celebrate a big party.
Mm. So money does matter, or it doesn't matter whether or not you have a lot of money to celebrate that meaningful event.
Yes, I think that it is money only make the party more fun, more exciting, but it's not the feeling when we feel grateful, when we feel hot wanted about the event is the same in everyone because we share the same feeling.
Okay. Do you think it is meaningful enough for the whole citizens to remember every year, or just some parts of the citizens in some kind of modern places understand and be aware of that day?
Yes, so I think that everyone, even in the big city or in a mountainous area, when they know the history, they should remember how we sacrificed, how the people did for freedom and independence, and they should be grateful about it. Um, Celebrate every year. I think it's not enough for just one day, maybe about um, more, maybe 2 or 3 days, because yes, it is a very big event of the history. So I think that maybe we should celebrate more.
Okay. How can you celebrate that day? You still um hold a party, or you have the same kind of fun activities to celebrate this meaningful day, or just focus on your study and stay at home like normal day?
Yes, so when every year when the day comes, I would maybe um just I will try to save my money in the previous days, and when the day come, I will go out with my I would go out with my friends. Maybe we will have a small party um in a private place, and then we go out, try to enjoy the exciting crowded atmosphere outside with other people. I feel like on that day people just more the people just be more um hospitable.
Mm,
Friendly, yes. The people just be more friendly, and I just want to see people on that day.
mm. So Vietnamese people celebrate different important events during the year, such as Tết Holiday, Independence Day, Reunification Day. Do you think that Independence Day and Tết Holiday share the same meaning to Vietnamese citizens?
Oh, yes. So I think that we will partly feel the same on those events. Like we feel excited, or we feel uh,
In
grateful.
the value that each event brings to
Từ
Vietnamese citizens.
từ
Yeah.
kia người ta đang nói mà, người ta chưa nói tới cái phần đó. Yes. So I think we will somehow feel the same, but of course the meaning would be different, because on that holiday we celebrate the new year, when the new year starts, and we wished for a fortunate year, but when it's Independence Day, it had maybe different meaning, because um it's the day when we feel grateful about what we did, what people did, about the end of the war. So yeah, the different is the meaningful would be different a little bit.
Mm, okay. From my own perspectives, it has although it stays as significant and meaningful as a test holiday, but it brings different values because with one is the traditional festival in Vietnam and one is historical events. Both of them are the same meaning, meaningful, but different value. Okay,
Mm.
okay.
Mm.
Okay, I thought we continue the different topics. Are you interested in historical lessons?
No, I would say that I felt relaxable, relaxed when the history lessons come, but I'm not very interested in it.
Okay. If you take a test and the examiners ask you lots of questions related to history, how do you feel at that time? Would you feel worried about that?
Yes, so even though I'm not interested in it, but um, mm, for a good result for the exam, I would try to learn by heart the lessons. I think it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, kind of interested. Although you are not really interested in this topic, and sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, got this. I I need to answer the questions in the topic I'm not really interested in. I have no ideas about that one. So be try to be patient and keep calm, and it can help you handle by make up any ideas that you can handle. Okay, now for number one, do you think it's important for children to learn history at school?
Oh, yes. So we the people used to discuss about this topic even on TV, on the news, and and they have different perspective on it. But personally, I think personally, the school shouldn't take history away from their curriculum. And yes, I just think that learn about history not only to remember about the previous generations to be grateful, but also about the technique when which we had in the past. It
Mm.
helps a lot for today's development.
Mm. So if the school doesn't introduce history as one of the compulsory subjects at school for children to learn, do you think children can be mature enough or they are active to learn history by themselves after school?
Oh, yes, so I think that history should be compulsory for everyone, especially children, because we said that maybe they will learn at home after school, but to some people, their um, studying program on school is just enough, and they are not willing to pay more time on studying something after school. So it would not reliable to say that they would spend time after school to learn history.
Mm. Learning history is very important for the whole citizens. However, not many people are interested in history, and not all of them can understand deeply the meaning of history to the country's development. So at the present, it should be one of the remain to be the compulsory subject at school. Okay, now number two, you said that children should learn history of their own country. So, what about the world history? Do they also need to learn the world history, or they just need to focus on their country's history?
Uh, yes. So I think that learning about history is not only it's not only learning about some specific country. We should like consider the others too, because for example in the technique, I agree that we had many developments in the history, which helps a lot for the country these days, but we should also learn from the others developed country. Like in the past, we suffered from the war a lot, like for 1,000 of years. But to some, for example, a Europe country, they didn't have to suffer much, and their culture was more like many to tell, and they also had many enormous inventions that helps the human.
Mm, so you mean that their own country histories is important, but the world's history share the same importance because when studying history about the world, especially in the Western countries, we can learn more about the developments and the inventions in the past, which can help us to apply and help us to develop, especially the modern technologies in the modern days.
Mm.
So in conclusions, Children also need to study the world history as some benefits that it can bring to the humans being, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you think most children are interested in learning history these days?
Yes, I think that people are getting less interested in history because today's it's a modern world and the curriculum is updated time by time. So it means that there are more and more new things that they add to the studying program. To some people, it is too much, and I think history is not something that most children care about these days, and it is for some specific children who are especially interested in history.
Mm. So just because the nature of history is so boring for the children to learn, or because the way the history is delivered in the class bored the children.
Yes, so history itself, I think it's not boring even a little bit. And when I was still in high school, when I tried to learn history, like learn by heart, I realized that it's very um act attack hả? Appeal hả? Cái gì đó?
Attract, attract,
Oh,
attractive or appealing, or the verb is appeal or attract.
okay, okay. Yes, I would it was kind of appealing to me. Like I learned about the events, how the outcomes, and I learned about the technique in the past. It was very interesting, but um, um, I was not so energetic in the history lessons because the teacher they didn't transfer the information in a correct way. It just asked us to read the lesson
Mm.
and try to remember the events. It's how the teacher yes, it's how the teacher give information that make the history lessons became boring.
Okay. So actually, history isn't as boring as other people think. Just the way the teachers deliver the historical lessons in a boring way that um, distract the student, or it's really difficult for the student to get engaged or focus on the lessons. But remember these questions that you do you think, or what do you think, why do you think, or about your opinions. Actually, it's not about your these questions happens or uh, would be asked during the part three session. So we don't say we don't say I, don't mention our personal experiences because it's the general idea. Focus on the most children, the we or they. So don't focus on our personal answer, okay? You take an example of yourself. So no, just you say most children or we is suitable for us to use in speaking part three. Mm.
Oh.
Okay, now can technology help us learn about history?
Hmm. Ah, yes, yes. I think that the technology these days is very modern and um, yes, modern, but we have to know how things work before we create something. And history is it's a subject that tells us how did the people make that kind of thing in the past. Like for example, we have the water management system. Uh, Today we have the dam and the other things, but in the past we only have that system. So people they applying technology in their in that kind of error in their lifetime, and they create something that we could use today.
Mm. So technology not only uh, provides us more information about the history, which we just can found in the library in the past, right? It also helps us to learn in a more engaging and attractive way. Actually, many students feel bored about history lessons. They just listen to the information on the lectures provided by the teacher at school. They are not really interested in find out more information about history in maybe in the library or outside the class. Nowadays, we can completely learn history without the teacher's help. I mean that we can access to the online resources. We can learn history through videos, through the games, and there are lots of modern facilities that can help us learn online. Uh, do you often surf TikTok and you see some videos made about history?
Oh, yes. So I use TikTok a lot a day, like for about a few hours. I just feel like the content is very on it was appealing to me, especially those video they said about history and the events. Yes, especially the wars, something like that. So I feel like I'm especially interested in how the people in not only in our country but also in the the foreign countries like learn about their history somehow change my perspective on wars and yes.
Hmm. So in conclusion, technology helps us to learn the history. Not We don't depend on the teacher's lectures at school anymore because we can completely learn and find an immense immersive source of history knowledge online. And teachers can also apply using technology to make the lesson more engaging and appealing.
Mm.
Attract students' attention, so technologies can work in different aspects, especially in education.
Uh,
Next, why has attendance at museums declined so much in recent years? Is it related to technology aspects?
oh yes, I didn't know about it, but I think that maybe about the mostly about the people awareness about the what they displayed in the museums. Like I saw some news on TV about the new museum that they just had, maybe the World Museum or something, and they didn't sell the ticket for people to enter. It means that they enter the museum free, and I they said that the people was not appreciate about cái gì ta? About what they displayed, and some people they even destroyed them. So I feel like the people should um restricted the attendance at museums for a better conservation. Oh, con
I mean that the numbers of visitors to the museum decline because there are restrictions and limitations of the visitors to touch the displays, right?
yes, yes.
But I ask you about the reason. It means that when you visit the museum, you need to follow the rules, the regulation. Like you cannot touch, you cannot uh, um, do any harmful or destroy the displays. The attendance mean the number of visitors, so it's declined because people are not interested in visiting museums anymore. They are not interested in the knowledge, the value of the museum that brings to the citizens, or just because people do have other methods to know more about the museum brings much deep understanding and a special or valuable knowledge to the citizens, the knowledge about the historical events, about anything related to the past that people cannot find in some kind of common public places. Museums is so special to the citizen because it provides lots of artifacts found in the past, in the ancient times. Because people don't want to visit the museums or just because they have other ways to explore those knowledges, knowledge. Maybe I would use those important artifacts or important events.
Yes. So I think that maybe it's because these days there are many ways to learn about history or to learn about the subject that they the things that they display in the museum, but in a more personal and comfortable ways. Like we can simply search on the internet about that kind of information and we read it ourselves. It's yes, it's more personal and time saving. But when you go to the museum, I think it also has its own benefits. Like you can have a real look at the object, and even there maybe there's a tour guide who can give you more useful information for your understanding, which you can hardly find on the internet.
Mm. So, visiting museum brings the visitors, yeah, the real or authentic feeling experience when they can witness, they can see the objects in person. Of course, they can also listen to the wonderful stories about the objects displayed in the museum. It's just despite of that, the number of visitors at the museums declined so much in recent years because people can find another way to learn more about the specific historical events. Like they can search online, for example, you want to know more about some victories um, by Uncle Ho. I'm living far away from the Ho Chi Minh's museum. I don't have chance to visit that place. Instead of saving a lot of money to pay for the trip to that place, I prefer to go online and I find more information about that. In other words, I mean, um, many visitors can choose online method to visit the museums. You know, museums advertise museum staff met, especially the marketing department, met videos, advertising videos to advertise the museum, bring museums to different places around the world so people can take a pictures or know more information about museum online. So it's not definite for them to visit the museum in person. Of course, a visit to museum brings lots of authentic feelings for the visitors. But nowadays, people can find another way to visit that. So it's the reason why the number of visitors declined so much in recent years.
Từ từ để em vài phút nha, để em vài phút để xem. được rồi.
Mm. Can you think of any jobs or careers for which the study of history is very important?
Oh, yes. So, definitely it would be uh, the tour guide in the museum. Yes, it's the only job that I can think of. Like when you plan to do that job, you have to be especially knowledgeable about history and related events, so that you can help the people who are just who go to the museum and they don't have any knowledge or special understanding about history, about the object that the museum is displaying. So the tour guide would be the one who helps them to um uh, help them with the information.
Mm. How about history teachers and other people who hold an important role in the government, like politicians?
Oh. Yes, yes. Yes. To those people, it's very important too. But I think that they would have different ways to learn about the history due to their different jobs.
Mhm. So histories had a relationship, deep relation with politics, you know, and
Yes,
and they need to understand their own country's history and also other countries' history. They need to develop the relationship with other countries, and of course, during the time they are in that position, they need to understand their own country to avoid making mistake, and try to make more innovations and developments for their country. And how about history teachers? What is the role of history to the history teachers?
yes. So, firstly, they would have to know about the history, the events, but and secondly, they need to learn how to transfer the knowledge, the information to the student in the most effective way. It's not only that you're not good, you're good at history that you can teach it to someone else. You have to learn how to teach it, how to get other people well informed of what you are saying.
Mm,
So, mm,
okay. And because you are teacher, right? Because they are history teachers, they need to hold deeper, and deeply, we say a deep understanding of history. They cannot deliver the lesson with wrong information. It affects the student knowledge and affects the younger generations when they try to understand their country's history. So, to sum up, we think of the jobs of two guys, politics, and history teachers. Okay.
mm,
Is the way history is taught in schools different from how other subjects are taught?
yes. So I think that the ways people teachers should teach history would be little different from other subject, because it's a special subject. We don't have to learn about the formula or learn about the new words or something. It's the way we remember the events and the outcomes of something. But back in my days, I wasn't experiencing any interesting history lessons, so it was the same to me when I was a student.
So this question asks you that the teacher who teaches English or teaches math or other subjects, they deliver the lesson in a different way of history lessons, which is taught. This means The method they teach history is different from the method they teach other subjects. If you say yes, so tell me what is the difference?
Oh, okay. That's it. That's it. Yes, yes. So, I think the difference would be like for a math teacher, when they give you some new formula, they would give a example about that, and maybe they would try to get student to do some homework that relating to the formula. Like they try to apply the formula um in their lessons. But when you but when teacher they in history lesson, they um maybe the things they do most would try to get student to learn by heart the events.
Mm, So let's take maths or physics or chemistry as an example. Teacher delivers the lab questions and asks the student to think of the answer. They try to solve the problems by themselves. While history is delivered in a different way, the teachers just give the student knowledge of historical events and ask the student to learn by heart without any deep analysis of the events. Students just need to listen and remember the historical events without deep understanding. Okay, so this the history is delivered in the teacher-centered methods that just focus on the teachers delivering lessons, not the students' understanding. Okay,
No,
it's different. We don't say should or shouldn't. We try to analyze how the teacher teach the lessons. Okay,
no,
so you take math or um, other subjects as an example, analyze how math teachers deliver the lesson and how history teachers deliver the lesson. What important events do you think might take place in the future? For example, the war, technology, or any relationships in the world? Yeah.
dành yeah. Yes, so I don't know much about the the modern world news. Like I don't watch the TV, but I think in the future there would be a oh yes, there would be a technological event. Like we are developing artificial intelligence these days, so I think it would be a big step for the future, and we will have a a AI era for the whole world.
Mm. So the big significant change in the world would be the AI intelligence.
Yes, to me.
Okay. Do you think in the future people can make more explorations in the space?
Oh, can you repeat that?
And there are more and more explorations in the future. Do you think so?
Mm,
No.
không biết nữa. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. But I guess with the developments of technology, it can help people make some breakthroughs that bring people to different spaces in the universe. And more space explorations happens and mark the milestone in the human history. Maybe they can find others planets. There's the a planet where the lives exist. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What lessons can we learn from studying the past?
Oh, yes. Uh, oh, personally, I think it would be um
Mhm.
how we appreciate peace and world for peace. Like there was a period in the past. the Nguyễn dynasty, the first king of Nguyễn dynasty was Nguyễn Ánh, and when I remember that there was a war, but Nguyễn Ánh he didn't stay for the country. He didn't try to fight for the country, but he escaped to another country. The Sim, the Thailand these days, and they
Mm,
yes, and he tried to look for help, but when they he asked them, like they step in the country in our country, and like they somehow took control of it, and Nguyễn Ánh just lose our freedom just like that because he didn't appreciate the freedom, the independence. He he didn't like a good king to me.
mm. So you listen to his story and you learn from your experience. You have your own perspective about his behaviors, how to build a country and how to ruin a country. So from studying histories, we can get valuable lessons. I mean that when you analyze the stories of a person history, of a person in the history, you analyze about a mistake. Each dynasty have the time for thriving and the time for falling. It's mean the four of the period, the fourth period of the dynasty, and we analyze their mistakes. So we say we learn valuable lessons or learn experience from their mistakes, and we try to understand making the same mistakes. Uh, we and of course you mentioned about world histories, like you mentioned about the achievements or inventions from the Western countries. So we understand the technological advancement in the past, invention in the past, and it's make foundations for the modern days development.
Okay.
So you learn a lot from the history of valuable lessons. So remember the keyword about the human mistake you just mentioned about we and mistakes, and also the past, the ancient achievements make it become a foundation for the modern days technological advancements.
Uh,
What events have happened recently that you think will be remembered as important in history? I have no idea. So we mentioned about the artificial intelligence, COVID pandemic, or last year's in Vietnam. Not only in Vietnam, but also last year, the climate change caused lots of severe storm that's damaged the people's life, and cause lots of people life and properties.
oh. Mm.
Mhm.
Mm.
So those are most remembered.
À, yes. Okay. Ủa là một câu hỏi hả hay sao?
It's the question. What
À,
recently happened, and you think that it would be remembered as important history? It means can be remembered for a long time,
oh.
later, future, forever.
Okay, okay. Yes. So, yes, I think that all topic that mentioned in the paragraph would be considered to be remembered by the whole humanity in the future because COVID-19 pandemic was a global issue back in the days, and we did suffer a lot from it. So I think that would be the most important event. But artificial intelligence also something that maybe would have a gì ta? Ah, a big affection in the future. Like it would be a big step for the humanity. So it would also be remember, and also the climate change. To me, it's less important than those two, but it's also important and should be remembered too.
Hmm. Have you finished listening test?
Yes.
Okay, now we correct the answer before we end the lesson. Look at your book page. Okay. So, which page? 105.
Đúng rồi keo.
Okay. So number one, read the correct answer. Tell me your answer.
Yes. The monarchy has existed in England. Um, D.
D.
G.
G, but there are, three prepositions since during a noun. So which one?
Ủa?
You don't
À,
hear that, right?
during.
In.
Ủa since hả?
That's in the ninth century AD. Number two, Elizabeth II.
Yes. Elizabeth II became Queen of England. B.
You don't circle.
À, có hình như nhưng mà hình như sai hay sao á.
Quên quên cái này rồi. Rồi,
À,
để nghe
ê, ê,
lại.
ê, ê, là làm mà nó sai.
Về nhà nghe lại phần đó nhưng mà phải quanh á. Phải có một cái đó là quanh rồi mà.
Phải
Ok.
thì kéo.
Now listen again later. We don't have much time. Just spend more time on practicing speaking, and for the other tasks, do it at home to save time and money, and shorten the period, shorten the progress. Exercise 4. Okay, which one is the answer?
Yes. So, A and C.
Only one. Only one
C.
thing. Okay, correct.
Ừ.
I show you the transcript and we try to pick up the evidence. Wait a minute. Is the listening script track 36. Okay. So the keyword.
Yes, the keyword is
The one that's not mentioned, so it means they mentioned the other four, right? How about A now? Đã tắt tiếng rồi.
nhắn lộn. À, a home for a king and or queen would be a residence and royalty.
Royal residence. How about B, a place where arms are kept?
Yes, where oh arms are kept. Cái gì? Weapons.
Weapons and portraits. Keyword
Uh,
of destination for sightseers.
yes, it's a zoo, some a kind of zoo.
Hmm. How about E, currency?
Currency, money,
That's right. And coins.
coins.
So exercise 4. Exercise 5. Which two of these statements are very straight? Are true, true, yeah, according to the speaker. The answer is
Yes, the same answer is C and D.
correct. Okay, keyword.
Yes. So, keyword là trong đoạn văn hả hay là trong cái này?
Yeah, in this one.
Ok. À, yes. À, không phải nha. Đâu rồi? Đây. À, the tower hosts a large number of political and religious prisoners. Many of them were executed.
Okay, how about the zoo and six centuries?
Yes. So, Có em đây không ta?
Can you hear?
Kia, bên kia.
Yes.
À, đây. Uh, it was once home to lions and tigers. Với lại cái phần the may survive for 600 years.
Okay, correct. Exercise 7, track 38.
Mm,
Which two statements are not true?
yes, it's A and E.
Correct. Yeah. So
Mm,
answers, keyword.
keyword. Uh, 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 câu Y trước nha, câu Y trước. However, it's not a position many of us can aspire to.
Mm. To
Mm.
become a bee,
To become a beefeater.
beef feeder,
Mm.
blah blah blah.
Mm.
Okay, how A. Ravens.
Yes. Cái chỗ legend has it that if the ravens ever leave the Tower of London, the
Mm.
kingdom will fall.
So it's just a condition. Subjunction is not real.
Mm.
Correct.
Mm.
Now we move to exercise 10, track 39. Two options are not agreed by both speakers. This means they
Yes.
don't have agreement, okay? The answer
Yes.
is
C and D.
C and D, correct. Hmm.
Mm.
So we look at the keyword of C, this one,
Uh,
Fusilier Museum.
mm.
Mhm.
Yes. So the keyword is đây. You wouldn't really be talking. Ủa, đâu phải không đâu.
Okay,
Yeah.
this one.
Mm.
And,
Not everyone's interested.
okay. Student one agree, but student two disagree. How
Mm.
about D, competition? Good idea.
Uh, person. Đây. Uh,
Mm.
would be a good idea. Từ từ nha. Ah, but the juries are priceless, really, so it would be impossible to put an accurate value on them.
Okay. Um, track 40. Track 40. Number one.
Yes. Um, number one, C.
C, correct. Keyword.
Um, Đâu rồi? À, đây. Did you know that they change the waxwork of the queen every few years as she gets older?
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Number two. Buckingham Palace.
Yes, A.
Correct. So look at Buckingham Palace. This one.
Uh, uh, oh, Buckingham Palace. À, đây. Uh, mm, I love the interior. And
It's outfits.
okay. Mm,
Outfit the Queen has worn from 1930s mean previously had a display.
okay.
Really close. Number
Mm,
three, Westminster Abbey.
yes. G.
Three, G, correct.
Mm. Oh yeah, đây đây. Uh, and let's not forget Prince William and Kate got married there, like many royals before them.
Mm. The Tower of London.
Yes. E.
Correct.
Mm. Uh, uh, đây, đây, đây. Đây, đây, đây. Uh, the flower. But I didn't have the patience to wait for hours and hours.
Mm. On which line?
Ốc gà chỗ Edwards.
Okay.
Oh,
We couldn't get close to the entrance. Felt like a whole of London was there standing in line.
oh,
Um, Standing in line.
oh.
Okay, the queues too long to get in. The London Bridge experience.
Yes. D.
D, correct.
Mm. Đây, 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 đây. It's supposed to be the UK's scariest year-round attraction. It didn't disappoint.
This is the point. This was its reputation. And the last one, track 41. Number one, history.
Yes. C.
Mm. Too much, a topic, keyword.
Uh, yes.
One.
But oh yeah. Okay. But there's a lot of information.
Mm.
Ủa,
Mm.
cái này nói luôn nè.
So they talk about historical angle is the keyword for history, and it's really too wide a focus. Huh,
Ờ,
rather
ok.
too wide.
Rồi.
Mm. Number two,
Ờ,
trade.
yes. E.
Incorrect.
Ừ, rồi. À, đây, 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 đây. You wouldn't really be talking just about picture itself.
Mm. This was only one of the many places of the trade route, which is one of the many. Number three,
Uh,
conflict.
yes. B.
Correct.
Mm. A lot of research.
Correct. Number four, architecture.
Yes. D.
Mm, correct. How about too technical? Which one similar meaning?
Oh, yes. Um, specialist knowledge of building techniques.
Mm, yeah. Modern life.
Yes. G.
Three correct. Keyword.
Keyword là cái chỗ academically với lại academically là uh, inappropriate là um, in talking about tourism and that's not really suitable for your degree.
Not really suitable means inappropriate. Huh?
Okay.
Number six and seven.
Ủa? Yes. B and D.
Sorry,
B and D.
B and D. No. So not made by the speaker. It's mean not mentioned.
Ủa?
Not mentioned. So the answer is C and E.
Chanh.
Oh,
Ừ.
I actually I did wrong to for this exercise because I circle A and D too, and you circle B and D, but it said that it's not mentioned, but you find the false information about that.
Ờ đúng rồi, treo ạ.
I have more information. So look at See, in Petra, the people knew how to get the most out of all the resources of water available of them. The keyword is all.
Ừ.
Yeah,
Ừ.
get all is really difficult. Uh-huh.
Ừ.
Cái kia này nó nói là tìm cái câu mà không được nhắc tới, tức là cái câu nào mà mình biết là nó đúng hoặc nó sai thì tức là nó có nhắc tới. Câu nào
Ừ.
mà là nó đúng hay là nó sai thì là not given. Để bài
Nè.
này nó bảo mình tìm cái câu not given. Ví dụ câu A nè.
Câu A. Câu A chứ là not given sao tìm.
Câu A, câu A là có mà.
Ủa à.
Ví
à,
dụ C, D là not given, vậy thì A, B và D là có nhắc tới, chẳng qua là đúng hay sai thôi. Câu này nó nói là không nhắc tới là mình không biết đúng hay sai đó. Bây giờ từ khóa là water management.
ừ. Với lại more advanced nè.
No, more advanced.
Chỗ nào trời.
À, water management system advanced nè.
Advanced.
Người Petra có hiểu biết làm thế nào để tận dụng mỗi nguồn nước ngầm và nước mưa mà họ có thể có được, và nền nông nghiệp này à, để một lát coi, nhiều quá, hôm trước notes lại trong cuốn sách à. Có bên này chờ thôi. Gần cuối ở đâu nhỉ? Đây, nó nói là cái cống rãnh ở Petra đó nó
Ừ.
mang nước, và thực sự là không thể nào tin được là nó đã đi trước thời đại rồi. Thì đi trước thời đại bằng nghĩa với từ
Advanced.
rồi những nơi khác không sống được tại thời điểm đó bởi vì họ không có cái này, tức là Petra có và những nơi khác thì không. Chỗ này là nằm ở câu A, câu này là đúng. Bài này khó nha.
Ừ,
Tạm
đúng rồi.
mình phải xem đúng hay sai, ở cái nào mình không biết là đúng hay sai thì mình mới khoanh là not given, not made. Câu B nè, phức tạp. Phức tạp, complex to understand.
Ừ.
Nó nói là phức tạp, có phức tạp không nè?
à, Đây, cái gì ta? Ờ, Fairly simple.
Đúng rồi, vậy là
Sai.
câu này sai, tức là có nhắc tới. Rõ,
Ừ.
xỉu luôn. Câu C,
Nè.
câu C nó nói là lấy được, nó biết cách tận dụng hết tất cả các nguồn nước, nhưng mà trong này nó chỉ nhắc tới gì?
Ừ.
Nó chỉ nhắc tới nước gì?
Nước mưa.
Nước mưa và nước ngầm thôi, mà nguồn nước thì có nhiều. Bây giờ sông suối ao hồ thì sao, họ không nhắc tới.
Ồ.
Đó là từ u, nó không có given là từ u chỗ đây. Rồi
Ồ,
câu đi.
câu chị. Cái chỗ người giàu á, người giàu lấy hết nước á, chỗ ở
À,
dưới á.
người giàu với người nghèo nè. Nó nói là gì? Cái lợi thế của việc quản lý nước này là tất cả luôn, mà trong này nó nói là
Người giàu.
chỉ có người giàu thôi, cho nên câu này đúng hay sai?
Sai.
Câu này mình biết được là nó sai, có nghĩa là nó có match. Rồi cuối cùng câu Y nè. Câu Y nó nói là watering crops là ưu tiên hàng đầu.
Ừ. Ờ, cái gì cái chỗ mà
Trồng trồng
agriculture.
ừ. Cái chỗ trồng cây đâu rồi? Plants, nó nói gì đây?
Essential. Well, irrigated.
Irrigated là được tưới tiêu, tức là cây được tưới tiêu nước đầy đủ đó, là quan trọng, nhưng mà
Top
nó không
priority.
nói là top priority, nó chỉ nói quan trọng thôi, nó có bảo là nhất đâu. Đấy,
Ừ.
bài tập về nhà nhé.
Ok.
Ờ, ghi âm phần ghi âm phần này, đâu rồi ta, ở đây, 2 phút
Rồi.
nha.
Ok.
Đổi tên thì nhắn cho một cái để người ta tìm tên cho dễ. Cái thứ hai nữa là viết từ vựng của phần reading, viết hết nha, từ nào biết nghĩa thì khỏi ghi nghĩa, từ nào không biết nghĩa thì phải tra, cho nên từ chuyên ngành nhiều, và tra để làm bài đọc ấy. Rồi
Ok.
sao đó,
Ok.
mình giống như mình đang luyện đề thôi, cho nên là phải làm nhà. Thời gian trên lớp là để nói. Hôm có một bạn vô cái phần nói đề IELTS. Ừ, câu hỏi khó quá nói không được, câu hỏi nó khó quá, không có ý tưởng để nói.
Ái dĩ, ái dĩ.
Cái bạn hôm trước á, không phải là người ta không nói được, mà là câu nó khó quá không nói được. Ví
Nhàn
dụ,
á. Chị nhàn hả?
đúng rồi, tức là mình giao tiếp ít á, mình giao tiếp không quen ấy, xong rồi vô câu hỏi mình không có ý tưởng, thành ra nói không được là do không có ý tưởng, chứ còn mà mấy cái chủ đề quen thuộc thì nói dư sức.
Đúng rồi.
Bạn đấy. Rồi, khoanh nè, mình chỉ làm cái bài thôi, còn mấy cái bước kia mình bỏ hết. Rồi bài số 3,
Ừ.
chỗ nào có câu hỏi reading thì làm, nhưng còn mấy cái bài tập nhỏ nhỏ thì khỏi đi. Bài số 6 nè, rồi bài số 10 với lại bài 13 đó. Rồi làm hết rồi, bữa sau tuần sau bữa tiếp theo thì vẫn nói, cuối giờ 30 phút sửa bài.
Ừ. Ok rồi.
Bye.
Ok.